What would you do if the only way to feel like an adult was to sell the one thing you can never get back? Imagine being 17, beautiful, and bored. So bored that you decide to turn your body into a business, only to realize that some prices are far higher than the cash in your hand. This isn't just a story about a girl making bad choices, it's a descent into a world where innocence is traded for cold, hard currency, and the consequences are deadlier than anyone expected. Our story begins under the scorching summer sun, where 17-year-old Isabelle is sunbathing, looking like any other teenager on vacation. But there's a distance in her eyes. Her brother, Victor, finds her to say her boyfriend, Felix, is looking for her. Isabelle doesn't seem thrilled. In fact, when her mother suggests inviting Felix for dinner, Isabelle casually shrugs it off, claiming she's not even serious about him. This is our first clue. Isabelle doesn't just lack interest in Felix, she lacks interest in the very concept of young love. To her, Felix is just a prop in a life she's already outgrown. That night, Isabelle sneaks out to a party with Felix. They head to the beach afterward, and in the quiet of the crashing waves, she loses her virginity to him. It's supposed to be a milestone, a moment of profound change, but for Isabelle, it feels empty. When she returns home, Victor is waiting, sensing something has shifted, but she shuts him out. A few days later, she celebrates her 17th birthday, but Felix isn't invited. She's already moved on. As the summer ends and they head back to the city, she spots Felix on the street and looks right through him. He was just an experiment, a checkbox she needed to tick. But what she does next is a leap into a much darker reality. Suddenly, we find Isabelle in a sterile hotel room, but she's not there for a staycation. She's transitioned from a student to a high-end escort, using a secret phone and online ads to meet older men. Her first major client is George, an elderly man who is instantly captivated by her youth. For Isabelle, this isn't about passion, it's about the power of the transaction. But the thrill of the business hits a wall during a school literature discussion. When her classmates talk about a poem being about love or summer, Isabelle speaks up with a chilling perspective. She says the poem is about a sad woman looking for love. It's a moment of haunting self-awareness that she quickly masks. The danger of her new life starts to bleed into her reality when a businessman refuses to pay her full price, telling her she's not worth it, and threatening to expose her to her mother. Isabelle is paralyzed by the realization that in this adult world, she has no protection. She tries to retreat into her normal life, even agreeing to go to the theater with her mother, but the world is small. At the theater, she spots George with a young woman. Her heart races. Is it another client?
No, it's his daughter.
Even more unsettling, Isabelle catches her own mother flirting with a family friend. It seems everyone has secrets, but Isabelle's are about to explode in the most traumatic way possible. Isabelle and George continue their arrangement, and a strange sort of closeness develops. George isn't like the others, he's gentle, almost paternal. But during one of their sessions, the unthinkable happens. George suffers a massive heart attack. Isabelle watches in horror as the man who just held her gasps his last breath. Panicked, she notices a bottle of stamina-boosting medication nearby. George literally died trying to keep up with her youth. She flees the room, stumbling and falling in the hallway, the weight of the situation finally crushing her. But you can't run from the police forever. Soon, the authorities are at her mother's door. When they show her mother the surveillance photos of Isabelle entering hotels, the woman's world shatters. Because Isabelle is a minor, she isn't arrested, she's treated as a victim, but the damage at home is irreversible. Her mother discovers the secret phone and the thousands of dollars Isabelle has hidden away. In a fit of rage and betrayal, her mother beats her, demanding to know why. But Isabelle stays silent. How do you explain to your mother that you weren't looking for money, but for a feeling of control that you didn't know how to handle? The aftermath is a cold war. Isabelle is forced into therapy, where she admits that while she hated the job at first, she simply got used to it. The therapist argues that the money Isabelle earned belongs to her, which only fuels her mother's resentment. The tension reaches a breaking point when a family friend refuses to let her husband drive Isabelle home, knowing exactly what the girl does for work. Back home, her stepfather mocks her, laughing at the absurdity of the situation, while her mother openly confesses that she hates her own daughter. Isabelle is a pariah in her own living room, yet she remains eerily detached, even teasing her stepfather as if testing her power over men one last time. Months pass, and the seasons change to spring. Isabelle tries to find normalcy with a classmate named Alex. They dance, they talk all night, and for a moment, it looks like she might be a normal teenager again. But the scars are too deep. She eventually breaks up with him, telling him the joy is gone. She can't connect to someone her own age because she's seen the end of the road. She's seen the death and the hollowness of the adult world, and Alex is just a boy. The climax of this emotional journey comes when Isabelle receives a message on her old phone from the last person she expects, George's widow. They meet at the very hotel where George died. You'd expect a confrontation, screams, or accusations. Instead, the widow looks at Isabelle with a haunting empathy. She tells Isabelle that George died happy, in the arms of a beautiful woman, and that she wanted to see the person her husband loved. The widow confesses that she used to look just like Isabelle when she was young, a chilling reminder that beauty is a currency that eventually runs out. In a surreal and deeply emotional ending, the widow takes Isabelle back to the room where George took his last breath. She asks Isabelle to lie down beside her on the bed. As the older woman strokes Isabelle's hair, the same way George used to, the two women share a moment of silent, shared grief for the man they both lost in very different ways. Isabelle finally falls asleep, and when she wakes up, the woman is gone, leaving her alone in the room where her childhood truly ended. It makes you wonder, did Isabelle ever really want the money, or was she just looking for a version of herself that didn't feel so empty? If you were in her mother's shoes, could you ever truly forgive your child for a secret this dark, or would the betrayal haunt you forever? Let me know what you think in the comments. Was Isabelle a victim of her own curiosity, or was she just a girl who grew up way too fast? Thanks for watching.